I'd like to thank all of you that participated in our annual meeting yesterday. I'd especially like to congratulate Dr. Jeff Jim and his committee for organizing a remarkable new program director workshop. I'd like to thank Marnie Grambeau for her enlightening overview of implicit bias and how we can all work to overcome our own biases. I think this is critical in our ongoing strategy to eliminate bias, expand our diversity and inclusion. I'd like to thank the program committee led by Drs. Jason Lee, Mel Sheehan, Dawn Coleman, and Will Robinson, and to all the speakers and panelists that participated in an outstanding afternoon meeting. Finally, thank you to the SVS and Joanna Bronson, Mo Malik, for all the coordination that goes into making this meeting happen. And thanks to Pete LaCours and Rilla Hand for all the AV and technical support. We could not have done this without your knowledge. I doubt any of us expected another virtual meeting. Fortunately, I think we're coming to a turning point, maybe not the end, but a turning point in this pandemic. And I'm very hopeful that we'll all be able to interact in person shortly. Over this past year, the APDVS has had a number of challenges. Most notable was the social media scandal that emerged last summer. This opened our eyes into our bias, into our lack of diversity, and the challenges that we have for the future in expanding and reorganizing our specialty. Because of some of these challenges, we have changed the way we handle access to our PD and trainee data. All requests now get submitted to the Issues Committee for review and will now be moderated through our new ad hoc research committee led by Bridget Smith. Because of COVID-19, our students were no longer able to participate in away rotations. Many of you successfully created virtual sub-I programs, which I believe contributed to the success of this year's match. In addition, during the worst of the pandemic, our PDs developed innovative tools for virtual education. There was a rapid increase in collaboration amongst institutions, the creation of virtual journal clubs, podcasts, live stream lectures, which were shared amongst programs like I've never seen before. The How I Do It programs run by the Audible Bleeding were some of the most engaging Friday morning sessions that I have ever participated in. Thank you all for your commitment to educating our trainees. I'm proud of what we have all contributed this year. Our programs have had to pivot to online interviews, which based on initial data seems to have been a huge success, and I don't know that we'll ever fully go back to all in-person interviews. Our case minimums committee has completed revision of all the case minimums and is now being reviewed by the RRC and ACGME. Our education committee has begun work on defining EPAs, and our curriculum committee continues to refine the content of V-Score in collaboration with the V-Score board. We're also excited to be able to move forward with implementation of the fundamentals of vascular surgery after the vascular surgery board approved its implementation last year. In an effort to improve our recruitment into vascular surgery, to increase our diversity, our recruitment committee has worked feverishly this year on numerous projects, culminating what I thought was the highlight was the virtual VSIG earlier this week. We have established COVERS as a coalition with our national vascular societies to focus on recruitment, especially on, we are working on a marketing video that will be hopefully completed soon, and we will share with all of you to add to your websites and use on social media to recruit students and residents into vascular surgery. Thank you all for your efforts, your engagement, and your support of the missions of the APDVS. I'd like to introduce Dr. Amy Reed, who is going to be handing out our newly formed distinctive award in education. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you, Dr. Shames, and congratulations on an outstanding meeting. Last year, toward the end of our business meeting, we discussed some options to develop an award and other awards for the APDVS to name an individual who really exhibited outstanding achievement in education of vascular trainees and vascular surgeons. And we felt that This was something that really belonged in the APDVS and really not in the realm of the SVS. So we developed the APDVS Lifetime Achievement in Education Award as the highest honor we would bestow as the APDVS. This award recognizes an individual's outstanding and sustained contributions in the education of our next generation of vascular surgeons, as well as leaders in our field. And this individual would have experienced lifelong commitment to education and vascular education and possesses an incredibly high level of integrity and the highest standards. This year's inaugural winner is an active emeritus professor of surgery at the Dartmouth Institute for Health Policy and Clinical Practice at Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center. He was chair of the section of vascular surgery at Dartmouth from 1984 to 2007. He received his Bachelor of Science degree from University of Michigan, his MD from Stanford, and did his general surgery back at University of Michigan following his vascular fellowship at University of Tennessee. He is past president of the New England Society for Vascular Surgery, past president of the APDVS, the past president as well of the SVS. He's also been a past member of the RRC for surgery for ACGME and is editor emeritus of the Journal of Vascular Surgery and Rutherford's Vascular Surgery Text, the 7th and 8th editions, and is the current editor of Vascular Decision Making. He served as the medical director for the precursor really for VQI, which was the Vascular Surgery Study Group of New England from 2002 to 2014, and was the medical director of the SVS Patient Safety Organization. He's published over 300 peer-reviewed articles, books, and book chapters, and delivered more than 400 scientific presentations. In 2016, he received the SVS Lifetime Achievement Award of the Society for Vascular Surgery. I met him first when he was a visiting professor, and I was a junior faculty at the University of Cincinnati. And he got me interested in the VQI and the outcome data which we use today in our hospitals and in our systems. He was one of the founding fathers of the integrated program for vascular surgery residency, and I was honored to be a very small part of that when I was a member of the APDVS Education Committee. His commitment to education of vascular trainees and vascular surgeons in practice is unparalleled, and I can think of no one more deserving of our inaugural recipient for the 2021 APDVS Lifetime Achievement Award than Dr. Jack Cronenwet. Dr. Cronenwet. And
thank you very much, Amy. I'm very honored by this award, very humbled, and I think it's really great that the APDVS has instituted a Lifetime Achievement Award in education, and I'm really glad that it's housed in the APDVS. I have a very strong place in my heart for the APDVS. Back in 1993 when we had the first meeting, John Town and John Porter were elected president and president-elect, and I was elected secretary-treasurer. And over the next 13 years, I served on the council. And during that time, I was also fortunate to be appointed to the RRC for surgery and was able, in at least a small way, to influence the views around a separate freestanding vascular surgery residency program. And in fact, toward the end of my term on the RRC, as this was coming into a more acceptable framework to people, I was asked to write the program requirements for as sort of the vascular surgeon at that time on the RRC. And so in 2006, when the ACGME approved the concept of an integrated vascular residency, I was in a good position to apply, and I did in the spring. It was 15 years ago now, just right around now, applied for accreditation of the Dartmouth program, and we received accreditation in June, right before the SVS meeting, when I was able to announce that, and that encouraged others. And that year, Michelle Macaroon and Tom Wakefield at Pitt and Michigan respectively applied and had their program accredited. So in 2007, there were 3 medical students who matched into the 3 then first programs and started their training in 2007. So I've been, having not attended one of these executive meetings now since 2013, I guess, I've been impressed by the growth, maturity, sophistication of the APDVS over time. Of course, I've been excited to watch the growth and adoption of vascular integrated training programs in many centers. And as I look now at the APDVS website and the meeting agenda for this meeting and see all of the materials that are available for new program directors and whatnot, I harken back to when Mac and Tom and I started. We were sharing papers. The PIF for vascular surgery hadn't even been developed, so we were modifying the general surgery PIF to make application to the IRC. So things have come really a long way, and all of you who have done so much in these later years to really mature this organization should feel really proud of what you've done. And I mean, it's been a pleasure for me to watch, and I'm greatly honored to be a recipient of this award. And I just congratulate the APDVS on all that you've done. So thank you very much.
And I would just add that one of our, the founder of the Audible Bleeding, Dr. Sharif Olozi, will actually be interviewing Dr. Cronenwet for an Audible Bleeding segment in the coming weeks. So for those of you to listen to even a more in-depth interview with Dr. Cronenwet, please tune in for that. Thank you, Dr. Shames.
Thank you, Dr. Reed, and thank you, Dr. Cronenwet. You were an inspiration for us to start our program, and thank you for all your support over the years.